April is Financial Literacy Month, and it's a great time to learn more about good money management. So joining me today is Tina Anam from The Village, and she's going to help us know what our resources are, but also give us some advice on how we can save more and spend less and get out of debt. Welcome.
Thank you.
Absolutely. So why would you say, and obviously this is your job in your life, why would you say financial literacy is important for us to understand?
So it is very simple. Financial literacy is important because it gives us the skills and the knowledge that we need to manage our money effectively. And to be honest, for some families, that is what they need to get out of generational poverty. The skills that we learn from financial literacy, it's empowering, and we can transfer it to our kids and then to the next generation.
And that cycle of generational poverty, that's a big issue, and obviously this is one way to tackle that. And I know that finances play a role in a lot of other things as well. In fact, divorce, like a huge number of reasons people get divorced is because of their finances, or they're having issues with money. So it's definitely something that we want to fix. Now, what are some general ways that we can try to manage our finances better?
So very easy, most important thing, have a plan for your money. I always tell people the easiest thing to do is numbers. Go with the 50-30-20 rule. And how that goes is 50% of your take-home pay should be spent on necessities, 30% on your wants, and then save 20% of that. Another thing is set aside 3 to 6 months of expenses for emergency. So have that set aside in a savings account because you just never know what might come up. Having that money set aside can really help with that. Another thing that I can also advise about when it comes to financial literacy is if you can afford it, to make sure that with your credit card bills, you're paying the full balance on your money that you owe every month. And last but not least, make room for fun in your budget. If you can afford it, make room for some fun in your budget. Most people see budgets as being very restrictive, but we do encourage you to make some room for fun in it, because then it gives you the opportunity to kind of stick to the plan that you have.
And I've noticed, at least with myself, that when I have budgeted, it's easier if you do have those moments of fun, because then at least you're not so focused on, like, I'm always saving for the future or making moves for the future. I can enjoy it today a little bit, but it also makes you prioritize, because you're like, do I need that cup of coffee? Stuff like that. So you mentioned credit cards. What are some ways that we can see that maybe our debt's getting a little bit out of control and we need to kind of rein it back in?
So easiest one, if you are struggling to pay the minimums on your credit card bills every month, that is a sure sign that you probably should slow it down. If you cannot afford even the minimum payment on your card, that is a sure sign. Another thing is if you are taking money from other credit sources to pay your credit card bills. So for instance, you have a line of credit and you have to draw from that to make your credit card payments, that is a sure sign that is a red flag. Another thing that is also a red flag is
well, check cashing as well.
Yes.
People use check cashing. And we're not saying it's bad to have credit.
No,
it's
not.
Usually some level of credit card or something to build up your credit. However, it's when it gets out of control.
It's when it gets out of control, that's when the problem comes in, yes. So it definitely is not bad to have credit. It's just how you manage it, just having the right skills, knowing what to do to make sure that you are making your payments on time. One other big red flag is missed payments and then also late payments. Those can get extremely expensive, because when you miss your payments or you're getting late payments, what ends up happening is you are also tacking fees on top of that, and that can really end up being very troubling. And also finally, honestly, if it looks like things are getting overwhelming, it might be a good plan to get in touch with a nonprofit credit counseling agency like The Village. Sit down with someone, have them have a plan for you, and put you on a debt management plan. That might be a way for you to get ahead.
So obviously The Village is a really good resource if somebody does have some debt or they just have some questions about financial literacy. What are some other, and I only have about a minute left, what are some other quick resources if somebody needs help, if they feel like, they're drowning a little bit financially?
So one thing, the easiest is a really good website called deadmonsters.org. It is a very quick diagnostic tool that is online. 5 simple questions, less than a minute. It gives you an idea what you're doing financially. You don't have to put in any personal information. And with that, you will be able to get some guidance with regards to what to do.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for joining us. I know that this has been a big learning opportunity for me. So if you have questions, just reach out to the village. Tina's there. She can help you out there.
Absolutely.
Stay with us. Now that we've kind of covered finances, which I know is a stressful topic, we're going to get our body and mind right. Maybe do a little yoga coming up next.